On this episode of Infowars News Blitz, the deep state plans a nationwide anti-Trump riot. Podesta blames Clinton's campaign for losing the election, and a BBC reporter says we must get used to Islamic terror attacks. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of May the 22nd, 2017, this is Riots and it's an article written by Podesta. It's actually a video, but the title is called Breaking Mass Nationwide Anti-Trump Riots Planned for July the 2nd. Summer of rage to set to boil over as militant leftists plan to overthrow Trump. Great. Militant anti-Trump Antifa leftists are planning to have few riots on July the 2nd. The establishment media is fanning the flames by portraying Trump as illegitimate. But enough about that. Here is the article, or the video right here.
All signs are pointing to a summer of rage that could see nationwide anti-Trump protests boil over into full-blown violent riots. The deep state, the Democratic Party, establishment Republican insiders, and the mainstream media are all hysterically pushing the notion that Trump is illegitimate, that impeachment proceedings are inevitable, that Trump committed a crime by blocking Comey's FBI investigation, despite the fact that Comey admitted under oath that no FBI investigations have ever been blocked.
A situation where we were told to stop something for a political reason, that would be a very big deal. It's not happened in my experience.
But facts don't matter. Narrative matters. And the narrative is clearly to manufacture a constitutional crisis followed by a coup d'etat. This will radicalize the violent alt-left to engage in massive domestic disorder, emboldened by the belief that they are bravely resisting an actual tyrant.
The left badly wants to remove Donald Trump from office, not with votes in the next presidential election as you typically see in working democracies, but they want to remove him right now, today. Indeed, the left has grown so impatient, much more than ever, that it is now unable to acknowledge the basic legitimacy of any government act they disagree with. Every executive order is a new opportunity to demand massive resistance to the law itself.
When could the flashpoint take place? The New York Times reports, quote, liberals are planning a series of nationwide protests on July the 2nd known as impeachment marches to increase the pressure. In preparation for this, leftists are attending summer resistance camps, generously bankrolled by the DNC. Is this the date when the Soros-controlled agitators will be activated to cause mayhem?
Now, beneath all of this, which is it's the monster under the bed, it's the threat of violence. At this stage, only the fringes...
Okay, that's enough, but you get the idea. I mean, they're gonna pretty much do this, and we need to have to get the word out so we can at least cut them off at the pass and say, don't do this, man. We're about to lose the country, and the elites don't like Trump because he's not one of them. He's not one of the elites, and they tried everything to try and stop him, and it failed miserably. And segueing on into what happened in the election, this is an article written by Jameel White and Kit Daniels. The title is called Podesta largely blames Clinton campaign, not Wikileaks or Russians, for a losing elections. Former campaign manager contradicts stolen election narrative. Interesting. When former Clinton advisor John Podesta admitted that Hillary's campaign was directly responsible for losing the election to the presidency, Donald Trump, in November, we bear responsibility, and it was a great burden, and I feel it every day. Podesta told Politico about the role in the campaign. I mean, we lost the election. We lost the popular vote by 3 million votes. We lost the electoral college, and we lost the election to Donald Trump. So we have a burden in having the keys to the White House, and you know codes to the nuclear football. Podesta still considers Comey a factor, but not the preliminary factor, which he indicates was poor campaigning, including the decision to neglect Wisconsin from the political piece. But he insists Comey did matter. We had a lead, and that lead really sustained narrowly after Comey's letter. Yeah, right. He said, although he acknowledged the criticism that the campaign had not campaigned aggressively enough in the 3 states, the ultimate swung the election and appealed to confirm accounts he had disagreed with the campaign manager Robbie Mook about the distribution of resources to one of these states, Wisconsin. Goes on to say that Mrs. Clinton even blamed her loss on Miss Comey last month, or whatever the name is. But anyway, folks, you see, I mean, I guess those attacks from Hillary Clinton must have actually knocked a few brain cells in Mr. Podesta's head. But in all truthfulness, even he admits it. I mean, it wasn't Russians. It wasn't some weird entity or something like that. It was her. She lost a lot. And that's just it. I mean, she lost the election. And people didn't want her because basically they knew that basically she was pretty much bad news. And she sold everybody out. So thank God she's not in there. But enough about that. This is the last article here. This article written by Jamie White. The title is called BBC hosts, we must get used to Islamic terror attacks. Wait, what? Following the Manchester bombings that rocked the UK, BBC host Kelly Kay said that Europeans must get used to more Islamic terror attacks. Hey, how about you go to Islamabad and basically try to say that there. Speaking on MSNBC's Morning Joe Tuesday, Kate said that the Europeans have no choice but to accept terrorist murders in their turn because it's impossible to get rid of Islamic terrorism. Yeah, I know one way. Close the border. Europe is getting used to the attacks like this, Mika. They have to because we are never going to be able to totally wipe this out, Kay said. As ISIS gets squeezed in Syria and Iraq, we're going to see more of these kinds of attacks taking place in Europe, and Europe is starting to get used to it. Yeah, the Narrows are getting pissed off as well, lady. Kate then says that nobody is used to having children targeted, suggested that Europeans are more inclined to adults being killed by terrorist attacks. Kay isn't the only person telling to get used to their attacks rather than offer a solution. The article goes on to say that basically there are 300,000 potential terrorists that have been monitored in the UK since 2005, including about 400 ISIS-trained fighters that have returned from war zones in Syria and Iraq, according to the British security services. So far, 22 people, including women and including children, were killed, and about 50 were injured when Abdullah blew himself up in an Agenta Grenade arena in Manchester, England, killing attending by 22,000 people. Sorry about that if I ruined it, but you see, folks, and this guy was born here too. His parents came from, what was it, Lebanon, I think? Yeah, he gave us good. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, buddy. Thank you very much for your services. But anyway, that's just it. I mean, if you want to get rid of these guys, how about this? Don't let them in your country. And when I mean basically, don't let them in, I mean close your borders, man, and don't let any more of these guys in here. Haven't you all learned your blasted lesson already? I mean, really? You think I'm sick and tired of actually reading all this stuff? I mean, basically, for those who don't realize it, and I don't want to have to repeat what Paul Joseph Watson just said, Islam is not a race. It is an ideology, as Paul Joseph Watson has already said. They're so incompatible and unchanged that basically they will most likely kill anybody that are pretty much basically, it's basically quote unquote walking around and basically kill you. I mean, they hate blacks. They're pretty racist themselves, and you think that basically they're just gonna sit around here and just let this all happen? Not to mention they also rape children, rape women, and they think it's okay. When the fact is it's not. There's gonna be a day, a really good day, where God's just gonna put his big old fashioned foot down on this ideology, and they're gonna really learn what God-fearing is. And when that day comes, I don't wanna be them. Alright? So, that's all the articles I have for you today. If you'd like to know more about these articles, please go to the links below, or go to Infowars.com, or PrisonPlanet.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars News Blitz. I'm InfoGunner. Top of Fever number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.